Welcome my friends, it's Justice again here from tutorialscamp.com. So we are still continuing our dot programming tutorials, right? This is all based on the Flutter tutorials. We are still not done yet, right? We are still on that before we focus on what? Flutter. So in the last video, we learned about data types and what? Variables, right? So today we are going to talk about data operators, right? So we are going to talk about data operators too. So without any further ado, I don't want to waste your time. So let's go ahead and talk about data operators, right? So generally, what you are going to do is simple, right? It's something that you have been doing already. You know. By the way, let me say it. It's raining here, so if the sound is not clear, then you should take it like that, right? Sorry. So generally, you have been doing mathematics, maths in school, and you know how to perform operations like addition of two numbers and then multiplication of numbers, right? Those are what arithmetical operations and what other stuff, right? That's programming to we get operation and then we do calculation in it, right? Yeah. So what are operators exactly, right? So operators they are special symbol for what performing operation on what 8 operands, right? So what I'm talking about is what operators are. Operators are special symbol for performing operation on 8 operands. Simple, right? So okay, I want to push it here small so that I can explain. At least I can make it a little bit smaller. Okay, all right. So operators, they are what special symbols for what performing operation on what 8 operands. Now what does operands mean and what are the operators, right? So generally in school, when let's say you want to perform an addition of two numbers, right, what we sometimes do is that we sometimes do something like 2 plus 6, right? We sometimes do 2 plus 6 and then what we evaluate the result now. So now here so now this 2, right, and this 6 here, those are what is called what operands. Okay, those are called operands. And this operator guy here, the plus symbol, right, that's what is called what operator, right? That's what is called operator. Okay, so you can see this operator is what adding to this 6 and 2, which has operands. It is adding them what together. That's why we say operators are special symbol for what perform operation on what 8 operands. So we are using this operator symbol to perform some operation of what of this what 6 and 2, right? So we are adding them together. Now we have different what operators for performing different what operations, right? So that's exactly what we are going to talk in what this dot operators, right? So let's go ahead and then you can actually jot this thing somewhere, right? And then know the difference in it. Maybe who knows, you may be asked in your interview or whatever, right? So these are operands, operators, and what another operand here, right? So let's go to our dot tutorials. So in that we have there are other two special operators out there that I don't want to talk about because those are more advanced and you don't necessarily need them in this Flutter tutorials, right? We have Bitwise Operator for performing binary operation, and then we have Cascade Operators for doing this notation table silly stuff, right? So these are the important ones you will normally be using in your what in your day-to-day that's coding tutorial operations, right? So let's take the first one for example, and then let's consider how to use it. We have assignment operator, right? Assignment operators. Now with assignment operators, they are just like things that we use to assign value to what one variable to another. Okay, so let's say we have a variable and we want to assign value to it. We use what assignment operators, right? And you can see we have another called plus and then what equal to, and then minus and then equal to, right? Well, this is addition and what assignment, and this what multiplication and subtraction and what assignment, right? Let me show you what I mean here. Let me show you what I mean here. What is the bench? Okay. Okay. So let me create this stuff first. Okay. So when we create a variable, what we normally do is that we do something like var and then result equal to what 34, right? So now what we are making use of, one operator that we are making use of is what's called the assignment operator, which is called what this equal sign operator. So what does it do? We use it to assign a value to what a variable or what an object, right? So we are assigning this what 33 guy here, 33 here, right? We are assigning this 34 here to this what variable here, right here. And the operator that we are using it to perform this operation is what's called, this is what is called what the assignment operator. Okay, assignment operator, right? Assignment operator. Okay, assignment operator. So know the difference, right? Very, very basic. And let's consider the another one too. Let's look at the other one there too. Sorry. Right. This you can see we have the plus and then equal to sign here, right? This is called addition and then what? Assignment. So the way that one work is takes, it's kind of where is it? So this is how that one works. It works like this. Let's say we have a variable called, you see result over there, right? Let's say we have another variable called var, and then we have a equal to 6 here, right? A equal to 5 here, right? We can do something like result, the result about the result plus equal to a, right? So what are we doing right here, right? What we are doing here is that we are adding the value, we are adding the what, the left sign operator, the value of the left variable to what, the right what, the right operand right here, right? And we are using this operator, right? The short form of this is like this. It's like doing result is equal to result plus result plus a. Okay, this guy here, this word is just okay. So this guy here, right, is the same as what this guy here, right? But you see, this is a long of what, a long of what code, right? But this is a shorthand form of what writing this guy here. Okay, so that's it. We call this one. So we are assigning the value of, we are adding the value of this result here, which is 34, to this a here, which is what 5 here, right? And then we are assigning it to what result here, right? So if you go ahead and then print result, it will be this result, which is 34 here, it will be 34 plus this a here, which is what, 5. Okay, so if you go ahead and then print result, if you print result, it's going to be what, 39, right? So now the value of this result right here is what, 39. Okay, note that very carefully. Okay, this is called addition and assignment. I don't know if that's the right spelling, and assignment. Alright, that's rather the right spelling. Okay, addition and then what, assignment, right? Please notice carefully and then jot it somewhere. Okay, so now let's talk about the other one, which is called the other one that I show you here, that is called multiplication and what, assignment. Okay, I'm running something on my system. There's some program, I'm debugging some program on my system, so it is taking a lot of memory. That's why you can see the system is actually messing up. Okay, yeah, that's because I'm debugging some program, so it is slowing down. So let's talk about this one here, which is subtraction and what, assignment. So I need space here, I need some space here. What should I, okay, let me get rid of this guy. Let me get rid of this guy. Use jot it somewhere. Okay, jot it somewhere and let's continue. I need a space here. So that one too, this what is it is, we do it like this. Let's say you have our result, what, you have our result variable here, which is equal to 67, right? And we have another one here, which is equal to var a equal to 56, right? What we can do is that we can assign the result of what, 66 to this one in a single line of code, and we can do it like this. A minus a, we can deduct it, a minus result, right? A minus result, right? So what have we done here? Now what we have done here is this, the simplest form of what you have done. A is equal to what you have done here is a minus result, right? Okay, you can see. So this is called addition and subtraction and what, assignment. So we are subtracting the value, which is 56 here, right? This 56 here, we are subtracting it from 67, which result in a what, a negative number, right? And then we will assign that negative number to what, this guy here, right? So in the end it will be 56 minus 67, right? And that's because this a here, where is the plus 2, this a here has a value of what, 66, okay, which is here, and this result here has a value of what, 67, which represents what, this. So now what we are doing is that we are subtracting this a here, which is 66, from this result, which is 67 here, and this, if you subtract, it will going to give what, a negative value, which I don't know. Okay, yeah, which I don't know, calculate it. So that's how do you call it, subtraction and what, assignment. Okay, so know that very well, and those are what, assignment operators, right? So you can be using this to, instead of writing this long stuff, and I see a lot of people doing it, right? That's exactly what I have been doing myself too. So now let's move ahead to arithmetic operators, right? So arithmetic operators, they are just like multiplication, the assignment. I don't want to talk much about it because you already know it. Like addition of two numbers, we use plus numbers, and then the subtraction and the multiplication of what, numbers, and the module, which represents how many times a number goes into what, a particular number, and what is the what? If it goes through a particular number, what is the remaining what value? Okay, you already know well, you're already aware of that, so I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about this thing right here. This is test, right? So with test operator, type test operator, when you have a variable, right, we can use the test operator to check the data type of what that particular what variable. Okay, so the test operator is used to check the data type of what a particular variable. Let me create this guy here, and then I need this, right? Okay, test operator is used to check the data type of a particular variable or object. Okay, variable or object, right, which will vary to what, true or false value. Okay, so we use these two symbols, right? This is and then is not. Okay, so whenever a particular variable has a specific data type, we can say that if b or something like that equal to is integer, then it will evaluate to what, true. So when the data type is equal to a particular data type, the result will be what, true. But when from here, when a data type is equal to a particular data type, the result will be what, false, right? Let me show you what I mean here. Let me see if I can open that part, and then let me show you on the screen rather. Okay, here we go. Hope you guys can see. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so imagine we have a variable. I don't think you guys can see. We have a variable which has a data type of age, which is equal to 54. Okay, so we can do something like if we can check the data type of this variable, right, if by doing something like this is right, age is int. Okay, so what are we actually doing here? We are checking that is this age here has a data type of what, integer, and the result will be what, true. Okay, because this is an what, integer value. Okay, so then we can do something like if that's the is not operator here, right? If age is not int, right, let's say print age is not an hot integer. But if age is an integer, what you want to do, you want to print that age is integer. Okay, age is integer, right? The value of the type of age is what, actually what, integer, right? So what we are expecting is what, age is integer. Let's run it and see. My internet connection is being slow, taking some time. Am I not connected to the internet? Connected to the internet too. You can see here, we get age is what, integer right here, right? Maybe it will take you some time to solve why, because my internet connection is very slow here. Maybe if you are experiencing the same thing, then it will take you some time, right? So you see, we can easily use the is and then the is not operator to check the data type of a particular variable, right? So imagine if we change this thing to a string, right? A string, right? Then we should get what, age is not what, integer, right? you can see age is not integer because the value here is what is not what integer. So this expression is what being what evaluated. Okay, that's what a type test operator for you, right? So it's very easy to use it, and we are going to be using it, so take note of it, right? We just use these two operators, is and what is not. Okay, and let's go ahead to the next operator, which is relational operator. So what are relational operators and how do we need it, right? So in the course of developing application, we sometimes need to do something like check if a particular number is greater than the other, or if particular number is greater than also equal to a specific number, or is equal to this and that, or is not equal to a particular number, right? So that's where we use what the if operator, right? Sorry, this guy here is supposed to be this right here. Okay, so relational operator, they are used for checking the relationship what between what two operands, right? Let me jot that down for you here. Okay, please you can actually take note of whatever I'm jotting somewhere in your diary. Okay, so relational operators are used for checking the relationship between two operands, not between two people, a boy and girls, no. It's between two operands, you know, boys and girls, you know what you are thinking of, right? So that's relational operators for you, right? They are used to check the relationship what between two operands, and the hack is this, right? Imagine we have a variable which is a, and then age, which is equal to 56, okay, and then sorry, this is supposed to be age, and then we have another one here which is equal to var score equal to what 23, right? Now we can check to see which of these two variables is greater than the other, right? So we can do something like we can run an if statement and then check if what we can use if age what this is smaller than less than or whatever, then less than score here, right? Okay, but what we normally do is we will actually what put this in an if statement so that it will evaluate what true or false value, right? So what you should know, the let me add this here. Relational data types, they either returns true or false. Okay, they return true or false value. Okay, please note that they return true or false what value. Okay, so we'll put this in a what in an if statement, and if you run it, it is actually going to what give you something. Age is less than what 56, which is not score, which is what actually wrong because age is what greater than what score variable. So this expression will evaluate to what false. Okay, let me give you a hand on it. Let's go to that part and then let's see here how we can go with it. So var age equal to 54, and then var score equal to 23, and then if let's check if age is less than score, print age is less than score. Okay, is that the right spelling of score here? Okay, that's it. So if if you can actually use if else or else statement here, whatever way you like, right? That's up to you. Else branch score is greater than age. Okay, then run it and see. I hope my network is okay, still running. You see, score is greater than what? Age, because score is greater than age. Really? Score is smaller than what? Age here. Okay, so you rather made a mistake. It should be this, right? So if age is, what you are doing is that age is what? Greater than what? Score. So if age is greater than score, then we should print age is what? Greater. Okay, and if else, meaning score is what? Score is greater. Okay, then score is greater than what? Age. So if you print this, age is greater than score. Age is greater than score, right? Because the value is what? 54, and then score is what? 23. Okay, this can be tricky if you don't actually know what this guy means, right? But you can use this thing as what? You can just bend your hand, and then when you bend your hand, you see this will give you the angle of the what? Your right hand, and if you turn it outside, it will give you the angle of what? Your left hand, which will be something, which is something this. Okay, which is that. So now I'll use that, and we can use actually to check the relationship. That's not the way. This is less than, then shorter or greater. And we can also use to check if it's less than or greater than, right? So we can do something, right? So what you are doing is that if age is greater than or what? Equal to what? Score, right? And we can see age here is what? Greater, and also what? Is greater than but not equal to what? Score. So this expression will still be age is what? Greater than what? Score, right? If you run it, you should get the same thing. You see, age is greater than score. Okay, and we can also use this guy, right? Equal to this. What we are checking? We are checking age is equal to score, right? So what is age is equal to score, right? I don't know. And then score is age is not equal to score, right? So we are checking if this age value here is equal to the score value, which is 23, which should return to age is not equal to what? Score here, right? Oh, that's some noise at the back, right? Don't mind it. Age is not equal to score right there. So one other thing we can use is to check is if age is not equal to score, right? This means this sign here represents age is what? Not equal to, right? Know the difference. The other one was what? Age is what? Equal to score, right? And don't confuse yourself with this double equal sign with what? This single equal sign. Okay, if you do this, it means you are assigning the value of score to what? This age here. Okay, which is wrong, but rather do what? Age is what? Equal to score, right? Know the difference, right? The first one, it was assignment operator, which is this guy here, right? This assignment operator, and the one I'm talking about is what? A relational operator, right? So the other one belongs to what? An assignment operator, right? Know the difference. Okay, so what we are doing, I've taught you about this. Okay, so this we are checking age is not equal to what? Score. Okay, so this should return age is not equal to score because they are not the same. Okay, you can see age is not equal to score, which is this guy here. Okay, so that's relational operators for you. Okay, very handy to understand. Okay, so let's move ahead and then let's talk about logical operators. Now, logical operators, they are used to combine expressions to check what if they will evaluate to or what false what value. Okay, so let me give you a note here so that you know what I'm talking about, right? What they call logical operators. Logical operators are used to combine two or three two or more expressions to check the true or false relationship that exists between them. Okay, so we can check two expressions and then check the relationship that is what between them. Okay, let me give you a hack here. Right, so let's say I have variable var a equal to 54 here for there. Okay, and then I have another one which is called var b equal to 6 here, right? So in my code, right, I can put this in a if statement and check if a is equal to what 4 and b equal to 6, then evaluate something, right? If both of them is equal to that value, then what evaluate to perform some operation, right? If one, let me give you what I'm talking about because it sounds silly, right? So I will do something like if a equal to 4 and b equal to 6, okay, print something like, so I'll print what hello world here, print print equal or something. Okay, equals. Okay, this will be inside what a string, right? So now I'm checking if a equal to what 4, which is a equal to 4, and b equal to 6, which is equal to 6. Now in case one of these evaluate to false, then the whole of this guy, this block here will not be what executed, right? This must be true and this must be true, be on before this expression will be what evaluated. Okay, know the difference true. If one value returns for false, then this expression will not be evaluated. Okay, let me give you a practical value of it so you should know. Now we use this operator which represent and, right, and this one represent not. Okay, and this double slash represents or, right, or. So note that very carefully. Let me show you here, right? So this equal to or, and then this got the not, and then this operator which is equal to, sorry, this is and this is not correct, right? So what we can do is that, let's say we have a variable of age which is equal to 56, and then we have a variable of score which is equal to 40. Okay, now we can check if both of them have the same value and then print something. Okay, so we can do something like and then let's print our else statement here. Okay, let's check if their value is true. Okay, so let me make things simple for you. Okay, let's put the same value for them. So we can check if age equal to 40 and score also equal to what? 40, right? Then print equal what? Values. Print what? Values not equal. Okay, so now the value of age is what? 40, and the value of score is what? 40. So we are checking, does these two guys has the value of all has the value of 40, and the answer is what? Yes. So we should get what? Equal values. Let me run it and you'll see. I hope my internet is working. Let me check. Okay, it's working. It's taking some time because that's the I'm using the online browser and I'm debugging some application tool on my system, so you can see it is freezing here. Whoa. I don't want to pause it too, but yours may run very fast, so don't worry, just stick with me. Oh boy. You can't beat it. My network is running too. I'm running something in my system. Error comparing to JavaScript. Error comparing to JavaScript. It takes longer time, that's why. Or am I doing some error? I'm not doing any errors here, right? Age equal to 40 and score out. You should print it out. You see, it's taking a lot of time. Error comparing to JavaScript. Why is it like that? I don't know. Am I doing some mistake here? Everything is alright with this code. Nothing is wrong here. So error compile. Okay, maybe I need to refresh this thing. That's why. I think I need to refresh it. Oh, you see, that was why my internet is not working. Okay, so let me restore it. Let me pause the video and then actually restore it. Okay guys, so I just connected my internet and then we are good to go. So let's run it and see. Okay, you can see we have gotten equal values here, which represent this guy here. Okay, so in case one of it evaluates to false, then you should get a false value, right? Because what we are doing is that we are checking the value of all this guy here. We want all of it to return true here, right? We don't want one to return true and then the other to return false and then print this guy here, right? So print this out and you should get value not equal. Values not equal, right? So know the difference here, right? So that's the end for you, and then we can use this the not here, right? We check it. So what the not mean is that where is this guy here? Because the receiver can't pay. Okay. The documentation is messing up. Okay, so let me show you this. The all here represents So what we are doing here is that we are checking if age is equal to 40 or score equal to 44, right? So if age return true equal to 40, right, then this guy here will return, the value will return here, right? Or if score equal to 44, then this guy will return what? This guy. But if none of these one of two expressions evaluate to true, then you will return what? This expression, right? But because age is equal to 40, we should get what? Equal values here. Okay. You see, equal values, right? Now let's talk about the not operator here. Age equal to 40. If age equal to 40 and or what the hell? Okay, let me check the documentation for. I think the way this guy is performing that is kind of different, right? That's what happens when you learn so many different programming languages. You need to also be know how to check the documentation to write documentation of every programming language. This is something that I should have showed you earlier, that right? That you call it not operator, right? So that not operator returns a 1 into 8 operator, which is used to. Okay guys, so cutting it, right? So the not operator, we usually use it to return what unacceptable result, right? So you know that when we check the value of this guy here, right, when this age here, right, is equal to 40 and this score here equal to 44, then what we want to return is what? Let me give you here this 40 so that you know. You know, when we say age equal to 40 and score equal to 40, right, what we want to return is what? Print equal values. Okay, now what we want to return is what? Print equal values. Now we can use the not operator to turn it what? Outside what? Down, right? So even if this guy here is equal to 40 and this guy here is equal to 40, we will what? We will not what? Print it. We will rather what? Print this guy here. Okay, so check it out. It's kind of confusing, but you can understand easily, right? So then you put the not operator here. So now what you are doing is that if this expression evaluate to true, make it what? False. Okay, if this expression evaluate to true, right, make it what? False. So now you know that age here is equal to what? 40, which is what? Here, and score here is what? Equal to what? 40. So you need to what? If we output it, it should print what? Equal values. But because we have appended this operator here, we are saying that if this guy here evaluate to true, what? Make it what? False. So even though this guy here will evaluate to true, they all have a 40 score. This expression would, this operator will tell us that no, they don't have a value of what? 40. So it will return what? Values not equal. Okay, and if you run it, you can see values not what? Equal. Okay, So that's the not operator for it, right? It's kind of a little bit difficult to understand, but it's very easy, right? The way we use it. Oh, who is that? Sorry. The way we use it in Java, the not operator in Java and other programming languages is kind of a little bit different from that here, right? But the concept is the same, so you kind of use it. So sometimes too, if you catch up in somewhere, you need to refer to the other documentation and then what grab some concept, because you are not the one who created the programming language. So don't be smart, don't be thinking smart, don't be whatever, right? So that's the not operator. And then let's look at the last one, which is the conditional operator, right? So the conditional operator is the shortest form for writing what if statement. Okay, so it's the shortest form for writing what if statement. And you know, when you want to say something like, let's say if you have a value which is let's say we have a var age is equal to what 10. Okay, we can do something like if, then let's bring our else statement here, else block here, let's bring our else block here. Okay, so what we are doing is that if age equal to 10, right, then print age is what 10, and then here let's print age is what not 10, right? But because age is 10, we should get what age is 10. If you run it, age is what 10, but you can see it has taken us 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? 6 lines of code to what evaluate to perform this simple what if state operate if else operation, right? Which you can do in just two or three lines, right? With the conditional what operator. So what we can do is that the syntax is we use the condition is that condition, and then the what expression, first expression, and then what the second expression, right? So now the first expression represent the what the block of code in what the if statement, and then what the second expression represent what the block of code in what the else statement. So the same thing here, we can write it in the conditional operator like this. We can do something like age equal to okay, so we are checking the equal of this value, right? But let's rather use let me make things simple. Let's use this guy is age less than age less than 10, ages less than 10, ages greater than 10, right? And if we print it out, I want to make things simple for you guys to understand. Age is what 10, no, age is greater than 10, right? But age is equal to what 10. So here we are checking if age is what, okay, so let's use this value here 20. Age is less than 20, which is true. Age is greater than what 20, right? So we should get age is what less than 20. You can see age is less than what 20 because the value of age is what 10. Now let's see how we can write this simple code in what in a single line of code using the conditional statement, right? So we can do something like age equal to 10 less than 20, and then the condition which represents and then right, then we bring if here. So now within this block of code, right, this represent the first expression, and then this represent the second expression, which is this, right? So we can copy this guy here and put it here, and copy this guy and put it. Why is this thing complaining of something? Let me make it small because I don't see it. And then let's print. Why is it complaining? Is it because of my network? So error in line 12, a value of type string can be assigned to a variable of type int. Just turn it down. So let me grab it and away spring. Right. So what we are doing is that age is equal to -10 or 20. So we are checking if age is greater than 20. If age is greater than 20, then age should be assigned what? If age is less than 20, then age should be assigned what? 10. And if age is greater than 20, then age should be assigned what? 20, right? So if we print it out, let's comment this guy here. If we print it out, we should get age should be what? 10 here. Can see age is 10. Now instead of this is actually what? An integer, so you can actually what? Print it out as a string using the toString what operator. So if I evaluate it, then the result will be what? Will be in what? In a strange what form. Okay. So this the conditional operator. Okay, if you are new to it, I know you will be confused because it's not like the way we do things in other programming languages. You know, in other programming languages we don't use the shorthand form, right? But that is kind of a new language that we go to we adjust ourselves to if you only want to learn fractal, right? So that's how it works, right? You can actually print everything in what the same way, right? So what we're actually doing here is that here we're checking the condition, right? We evaluate the condition here, which is age is what? Greater than or 20. So we're checking if 10 is equal to 20, which age represents here what? 10, right? So here age represents what? 10. So we can do something like, right, if age equal greater than 20, which age represents what? 10 here, then age should be what? This age here should be assigned what? 10. Okay, and if age is not less than 20, age should be assigned what? 20, right? And if you print it out, you should get the value which was expressed as outputted here, right? So if you print, we should still get what? 10. So that's how that is. It's kind of confusing, but it's not that confusing. You can adjust yourself to it, right? My little advice is that you should refer to you should make yourself aware of what programming documentation, right? Because you are not the one who created a programming language, right? They have been encoded with their syntax already. So if you really want to code in a particular programming language, then you need to follow the syntax too, right? So you need to be aware of the documentation and then what follows it, right? So sometimes if you learn more than 3 to 4 programming language with other frameworks, you end up confusing yourself and then uh, adding the syntax of one programming language in other, right? That's what normally happens to me. You can see that when I was performing the not operator, I was coding it in the way I code in Java, right? But so sometimes you need to be aware of the documentation and then use the particular programming language syntax to follow what you need to do in that same language. Okay, so thank you for watching. My name is Justice, and then I'll see you in the next tutorial. So in the next tutorial we're gonna talk about uh, 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 loops. Okay, talk about loops. So see you, and then have a nice day.